You can now play Fortnite Squid Game map and it's insane. Watch this video to learn how players are getting free skins, find Easter eggs, there are even mini games, so here is everything you need to know. Most of the collab takes place here on the new reload map called Squid Grounds. Epic decided that instead of making a full recreation of the show, they would let creative map makers do it instead. But those maps can't release until August, so this is where everything is taking place for now. For this weekend only, Squid Grounds is the main reload map, and afterwards it'll go into normal rotation until October 3rd. Immediately when you load into a game, you'll find yourself in the bunk bed room. Now you can't explore further from here because it's technically Spawn Island, so within a few seconds you'll leave, except look around and you'll notice all kinds of references. On the walls, you could spot Fortnite characters recreating famous games from the show like Tug of War. And then we have Glass Bridge. If you want to get in there and play these games for yourself, they are all over the map. We'll start with this farm, which leads you to the single most famous minigame, Red Light, Green Light. Once you beat it, you can walk into a vault full of loot, and some of these even include a golden llama. This is a recreation of the piggy bank from the show, and they give you regular old llama loot. In fact, it's not the first time they made this reference. There's a new traversal emote for it. Now you can get out of the vault pretty easily. Every mini game has a similar reward, so let's show you what else you could play. One of the largest POIs on the island is the Labyrinth. Anyone who's seen Squid Game will know exactly what this room is, and usually it's the place that connects the starting area to all the games. Although in Fortnite's version, it simply takes you into rooms like the Control Center. This is a reference to the actual control room that the frontman and the VIPs watch from. Let's talk about the craziest POI that nobody knows about. On the island, there's a town called Square Meals, and at first glance, it's just a random place that doesn't stick out, except if you head to the center of town, you'll spot the largest golden llama of all. This thing is huge, and there's a secret way to open it up. Follow the corners and you'll find 4 mini games hiding under every restaurant. Underneath fish sticks, you'll discover a laser grid game. This is definitely one of the more difficult ones in the whole mode, which is forcing you to avoid ice, turrets, and lasers. Obviously a lot harder even when the storm comes in. Then underneath tacos is the easiest mini game. It may look like an empty room, but if you stand on the wrong tile too long, the floor breaks and sends you into a pit of traps. The only issue is the time it takes to fall is so ridiculous that you can just walk in a straight line to the other side. Not the best one. If you prefer parkour, then Butter Barn and Pizza Pit both have obstacle courses hidden under their floorboards, although the pizza one is a little harder. There you have it, you have completed Square Meals, and now let's get back to that llama. All of this will reward you a random mythic from the loot pool, which could actually be super useful in a game of reload. Before I show you the other mini games, the most exciting part of all of this are the new Squid Game cosmetics. There are almost a dozen of these in the shop right now with a bundle discount of 12,000 V-Bucks. You can grab skins like the Game Guard and customize it with any shape mask you want. His lobby pose is also the X symbol, which is a reference to the voting rounds from season 2. You could also wear the contestant's jumpsuit, and these include 8 defaults to choose from, along with custom numbers all the way up to 4, 5, 6. You can even decide if you want to tag on your tracksuit, either X to stop the games or O to continue them. While most of these are default skins, there are 2 extras with new original characters, Dakji Defender and Glass Bridge Survivor. They're both inspired by actual contestants from the show, with Dakji Defender based on Gi-hun and Glass Bridge Survivor based on Player 67. The name is also kind of a roast considering she gets injured in the glass bridge and it ends up being her downfall. Then finally, we have the Game Manager outfit, not the front man, but it's technically his second in command. Let's head back to Squid Grounds because it's time to explore some of the secret POIs no one's talking about. Over at Hectic Hedges, this may look normal on the surface, but it's hiding an underground base behind this bush. This is actually a mini game, and making your way through the base without dying to traps or indestructible turrets will give you mythic chests. I also noticed this reference on the map. There are 3 plastic stones from season 2 where they're forced to play Gongi to survive.
Success! She did it!
We also have new items in the loot pool. Starting today, you could find uncommon boogie bombs. It's something we have never seen before. Because it's easier to find, they also nerfed it, which means there's only a maximum stack of 4 and 2.5 seconds of dance time. Not gonna lie, kind of makes sense because everyone complained last time this was in the game. And while you can find a ton of vents around the island, maybe you want to instantly redeploy. Well, the itemized version of this is also back in the game. And I am happy to see that the Red Eye SMG has gotten its official release. You remember, this accidentally came out earlier early a few weeks ago, but considering this is technically based on the guns the Squid Game guards use, it is more at home now. Let's head back underground where you'll find even more games spread around the island. The floor tile one I mentioned earlier, well, a different version of it can be found underneath the hotel, whereas this ice cream parlor has a trap obstacle course, which is pretty simple. Then there's this random POI with an entire minigame themed around lasers. Of course, the harder ones will reward you with a golden llama, except none of these are hard if you find a jetpack. So just know that jetpacks are essentially a cheat code for pretty much every game. Although you can find a direct reference over at this building in Square Meals. Walk inside one of the doors and instantly you'll recognize the room from the Dalona game. It's an iconic recreation and even includes the 4 doors with each cookie cutter shape. Did you know they also turned this into a back bling? This is in the item shop right now and includes the needle everyone uses to cut out the shape, and of course, it's the umbrella. Now you'll notice a common theme throughout the whole island, and that's that everything is playground inspired. There's even a cuddle team leader climbing frame, and that's because at the core, the show is actually based on a ton of childhood Korean games. Now let's check out what's in the bottom right corner of the map. Head here and you'll discover an Ice King obstacle course under construction. But does this mean more mini games are on the way? I guess we'll find out. But let's get to something everyone can enjoy, which is free items. Twitch drops are back just for this collab, and if you watch a relevant Twitch stream, you can earn a free banner, red light, green light spray, guard spray, and a Dakshi flip emoticon. Now, I'll be honest, kind of boring when you compare it to the summer event. This year, 14 Days of Summer is back, and just by earning 16 levels during the event, you'll get a spray, emoticon, cactus back bling, and pickaxe. Now, I understand it's not exactly the best, but I was talking about the gameplay element. If you head to BR, every single day you'll see a brand new item vaulted for just 24 hours. We've already had items like the grapple glove, Excalibur, and now the shockwave hammer, so hop in every day so you don't miss out on your favorite items. But it's not just Reload fans are celebrating this update. The other fast-paced mode that's taken the community by storm has also received some good news. Blitz has officially been extended by a whole month. That's right, it's now sticking around until August 12th, which is double the time they originally planned, all because it is so successful. Which means we'll probably see the arrival of all of those leaked weeks we thought were scrapped, from JJK to Dragon Ball, even Mortal Kombat. Just like the Avatar and TMNT weeks, these will take over the mode, letting us use their mythics and abilities all over again. So yeah, if you haven't played the mode since release, we're now in week 2 with Avatar's powers of airbending, waterbending, and so much more. There's new shrines on the map, and you'll start every game with a random Avatar scroll, but if you remember them being pretty weak, don't worry, Epic have now buffed them and they're finally worth using. Not the only mode with a hidden update. Just a few days ago, Epic silently dropped a brand new mythic and didn't tell anyone, the Surf Cube. You can find it around the map in Epic Rarity, and it's insanely fun to use, but there's also a mythic one you might just find from Hero Lab sales too with more charge. Keep an eye out. They also dropped a huge new batch of survey skins you gotta see. They're not only cool, but super important this time because they actually confirmed Chapter 7's first 2 seasons. Take a closer look at them and you'll spot some pretty fancy outfits like these 4. And who remembers the rumor about Chapter 7 being a gala? Well, here's your first look. Then there's a bunch of Norse themed skins too, all in preparation for the 2nd season based entirely on Norse mythology, and there are so many cool ones here. As for Fortnite OG, fans are now roasting it. Yesterday, they updated the amount of llamas in-game to 30. It's an insane amount of llamas, and people's response? This means there are more of these in OG than real players. Epic got so embarrassed by this, they lowered them back down to 10. But hey, there's still 7 more than there used to be. We are now closer than ever to August, which means we are 1 month away from next season, and Fortnite just dropped new information that changed the date. Now, Season 4 drops 1 day earlier on Thursday, August 7th, and that affects OG too. So update your calendars if you want to. It's everything in Fortnite Squid Game update. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.